All right, at this time, I'll call to order the Board of Education for the Muskego-Norway School District. This meeting was noticed in accordance with our state's open meeting laws. Attendance roll call.
Mr. Hyde?
Here.
Mrs. Boyer?
Here.
Mr. Workmaster?
Here.
Mrs. Blair?
Here.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Here.
Mrs. Cotney?
Here.
And I am here.
It's 7 present. Thank you. If everyone would please rise if you are able and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I thought I would do that. Okay, motion is in order to approve the agenda before us. However, I will ask that there are two changes. Item 8C will not be discussed, and deleting that, the EE handbook changes. And I would like item 7A to be brought up right after the clerk's report.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Agenda is approved with those changes. Thank you. Moving on to item 2, the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as provided.
Second.
Any discussion or item a board member wishes to remove for individual consideration? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of the consent agenda, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Nay? None? So motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving on, item 3, clerk's report. Mrs. Boyer, the vice president of the board, who is acting as the acting clerk, will read the Board of Canvassers tally.
Alright, we, the undersigned members of the Board of Canvassers of the Muskego-Norway School District, certify that the annexed tabular statement is true and correct as compiled from the original returns made to the school district by clerk by several cities and town election districts in said school district of the election held on Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. The number of votes given for the election of candidates for school board are stated above, and that is signed by the Board of Canvassers, myself, Michelle Winthizer, and Cassandra Baus.
Thank you, Mrs. Boyer. And at this time, I'm going to call up Mr. Bowman and present the oath of office to him. So Bob. Yeah, you would. So, okay, raise your right hand, please. Okay, I state your name.
I, Robert Bowman,
Having been duly elected to the office of school board member for the Muskego-Norway School District,
have been duly elected to the office of school board member for the Muskego-Norway School District,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof.
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Wisconsin,
and the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said
to
office
the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Bob. And this is for you, sir. Thank you. And this will be for you. Files away. And this time I'd like to call up Jason. Could you please pronounce your name for us all, so we...
Jason Zimborski.
Zimborski. Jason, if you could come up here, please, in front. So Jason is a new board member who is elected, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And so I'm going to read the oath to you. So if you could raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jason Zimborski,
Having been duly elected to the office of school board member
having been duly elected to the office of school board member
for the Muskego-Norway School District,
for the Muskego-Norway School District,
but yet have not entered upon the duties thereof,
but yet have not entered upon the duties thereof.
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Wisconsin,
and of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. And then you get this one, your certificate of election as Captain Bureau.
Okay.
And you take office on Monday. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Let me just give these to Lori before I lose them, and then. So congratulations again to the elected members of the school board. Okay, moving on to item 7A, the final big, resolution action item 7A, final big package.
Well, as Dan comes up, I'll just start by sharing, we're making a lot of progress. As you drive around our campus, you'll see that we have started on the South Health Science Edition for the high school. Thank you to all the students who have been patient with our parking. It's definitely created some interesting last month of school here, so. But really, it's great after years and years of planning to see it all coming together, so. Dan?
We have the last package of subcontract bidders for tonight, and the last 20 work categories, and this will complete all of our bidding and awards and determine the final G&P for the entire project. So, 4 months in the making, and it's, I'm happy. And lots of bidding for the last couple of months.
So Dan, I got so excited having you up here. I've been reminded that we need a motion to bring this on the floor.
So a motion to approve the final referendum bid packages as presented.
Second?
I need
Your
a
motion?
first.
Second.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just
Now we,
So you're first,
I'm first.
you're second?
Terry second.
Terry second, okay.
now we can discuss it, but fine. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
I like that you stayed within our budget, so thank you very much.
So we hit our targets, it's a little tighter than I would hope, but I think there's still over $1 million in the shared contingency, so we just gotta get it built now. And the building pad is basically set for the south additions. The rest of this month, we'll be doing some set utilities, and we're hoping to start foundations the first week of May.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So, obviously, the parking's been impacted for the first, for the second half of the year.
Mhm.
When's the new one going in, or what's the timing on that? Will it be ready for next school year?
Yeah, this summer we're hoping for the first football game. We'll see that
Okay.
new parking lot will be ready.
Yep.
Awesome.
As soon as school's out, we'll start to cut in the new parking lot between the football field and the softball fields. And the
Okay.
goal is to have that available for fall.
Great.
And Jeremiah, I know I had reached out, and maybe you know more about having a still cam or something so that the kids can watch the progress of the build. Is that something that we could do?
It's been done on past projects, as the tricks would be finding a spot that's not gonna be impacted during construction where like a wall isn't gonna kind of block it, because you'll have the opportunity to do like still photography to kind of put a whole, what's the word,
Just wanting
All
like a
still
camera on a
pictures so you
PAC
can
or something
see
towards the hole in the, I don't know. We have it at Children's, which I think is really fun to have, to pull up for the kids to watch and see the trucks coming in and out and what's being done and stuff. I don't know, I just thought it would be kind of a cool thing to offer.
Tracy, our marketing and communications person, Alyssa Meyer, actually is working on several parts of that.
Okay.
One would be a mounted camera, but she's also doing multiple still shots, aerials with a drone, etc.
And that'll be on our website.
Some of that might be, we haven't discussed all of that.
I just think they would like, I mean, I don't know, I'd like to see the progress, even though it's right in my backyard, but I mean, yeah.
Dan, I just gotta say, as close as you got, this is really amazing. I mean, it's like 0.2% within the entire bid package I'm talking. Which, and I know there were some that were way high, some way low. Do you normally get this close on these bid packages? Just out of curiosity.
There's a lot of effort between multiple players here just to make sure that we hit our overall budget. There's some wins and losses and some decisions that kind of get us where we need to be.
And I know with the supply chain the way it is, although it's starting to get a little bit better, it's still,
A little bit better, but
yeah, it's still got a lot of, not like it was 3 or 4 years ago, so.
thankfully not.
Any other comments or questions? None? Okay, then all those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Back to item 4, student representation. Mr. Wendt.
The forensic speech team competed at the WISDAA district competition and 18 members qualified to the state competition. The robotics team competed in the Wisconsin Regional at the Panther Arena on the 24th. The chorale program hosted a Masterworks concert in the PAC. HOSA competed at the State Leadership Conference at the Chula Vista Conference Center, where 4 members went on to be state finalists in their events. Muskego High School held an athletic signing day last week, and over 30 Warrior student athletes signed their letters of intent to continue their athletic careers at the college level. FBLA held a community ACON fundraiser to help families celebrate Easter earlier this month, and members also competed at the State Leadership Conference last weekend in Green Bay. Science NHS partnered with the Milwaukee County Zoo to run an old phone and electronics collection to protect gorillas' habitats. The girls' soccer team started off the season strong with wins against Waunakee and Nicolay, with a 0-0 tie against Arrowhead. The girls' lacrosse team won all 5 of their games last week, and their current record is 8-2. The boys' golf team started off their season with a successful conference meet at the Broadlands Golf Course. HOSA and Key Club organized a volunteering event at Tudor Oak Senior Living Community to answer questions and help residents with their technology devices. And all freshmen and sophomore students will be taking the pre-ACT test tomorrow at school. At Lake Noon, the National Junior Honor Society is hosting their 2nd annual Make-A-Wish Spaghetti Dinner later this month to support children with critical illnesses in Wisconsin. The Lake Noon track team is beginning to train for their spring season this month, and LDMS is having a spring dress-up week next week to promote school spirit. At Muskego Lakes, the musical cast and crew performed their production of Matilda Jr. at the Muskego High School PAC. They're hosting an incoming 5th grader night for new students to become familiar with the school and meet their teachers. And all students will be engaging in the spring forward testing this week. At Bay Lane, the Fuel Up to Play team is currently running a healthy snack recipe challenge for all 3rd and 4th graders. The Bobcat Expo event was a huge success, and students were able to present their projects from anything from showcasing art, educating on a topic, or conducting a science experiment. And the school is currently involved in a box top fundraiser, which gives the opportunity to students and families to donate portions of their spending back to Bay Lane. At Lakeview, one of the Destination Imagination teams placed 3rd at the regional competition held at Muskego, qualifying them for the state competition held earlier this month. And the Kids Heart Challenge was held on March 24th, where students learned the importance of heart and brain health and were able to make an impact for the mission of the American Heart Association. And at Mill Valley, the Student Council is participating in a community outreach project to support the Human Animal Welfare Society, and they made dog and cat toys from recycled items. The Pops fundraiser turned out to be a huge success for students, and they were able to raise over $15,000 in popcorn sales, and 50% of those profits were donated directly to the Music and Art Playground project for the students. The Valley also started a new class competition called the 5 Mile Crew to promote students being active and healthy. Students will have the opportunity to walk and run laps at their lunch and recess with the goal of completing 5 miles each week. And then all the students in the elementary schools also took their spring board exams these past few weeks.
Any questions? Comments?
Well, no, I was just gonna say, I had Bay Lane, I thought they did a fabulous job being mobile, and they're mobile, their learning units, whatever you wanna call them. But I thought that was good that they were able to participate in that and did well for a week.
Good. Thank you, Mr. White.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay. Moving on, item 5, Superintendent's Report, Dr. Thompson.
Well, we have the pleasure of recognizing a number of state champions. We're going to start with Noah, who is first place boys slalom. So if we want to come on over here.
Okay, so this is a certificate of appreciation. So the Muskego Norway School Board presents the certificate in grateful recognition of Noah Bipindus for his contribution to the Muskego High School ski team, achieving the exceptionally high honor of placing first in the boys slalom in the Division II WIARA State Championship. The Muskego Norway School Board commends Noah for his perseverance, team spirit, commitment to excellence in the sport of skiing, which has brought honor to himself, his family, the Muskego Norway schools, and community. The Muskego Norway School Board wishes Noah success in his future education and career endeavors. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's something inside there.
Coach, would you like to come on up?
No?
Coach is coming. Come on, Coach.
Come on, Coach.
One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. All right, got it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Anything you'd like to say, Coach?
Just a quick correction. So Noah was the overall champion, so 3 events. So he was first
Oh.
place in slalom, first place in Super G, and second in GS. So, and then won the overall title. So quite the accomplishment. I know he's got Olympic dreams and he's well on his way. So we wish him the best, and we'll definitely be watching him.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, gymnastics team, come on up.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, sure. Thanks. It's Kendall. All set? So I'll read one through, right, and then the other ones individually, okay, with your events and stuff. So Certificate of Appreciation. The Muskego Norway School Board presents the certificate in grateful recognition of Kendall Halen for her contribution to the Muskego High School gymnastics team for a tremendous 2022-23 season that culminated in the exceptional high honor of placing second at the WIAA state competition. The Muskego Norway School Board commends Kendall for her perseverance, team spirit, and commitment to excellence in the sport of gymnastics, which has brought honor to herself, her family, the Muskego Norway schools, and community. The Muskego Norway School Board wishes Kendall success in her future education and career endeavors. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Kendall. Tessa says hi. And I think we're right here. Certificate of Appreciation for Ellie Johnson. In addition to the honor of placing second, individually, Ellie Johnson placed sixth on balance beam, fourth on uneven bars, and third on vault in the state tournament. Congratulations. Kaylee Stoger, is that right? Stager. Okay, in addition to placing second, Kaylee placed third all around, second on floor exercise, and fifth on uneven bars in the state tournament. Congratulations. And Grace Hibler. In addition to placing second, Grace qualified to individual competition to vault and floor exercise in the state tournament. Congratulations.
And then we have for the coach.
Certificate of Appreciation, the Muskego Norway School Board hereby congratulates Coach Katie Moore for an outstanding gymnastics season, culminating in the exceptionally high honor of second place in the WIAA state competition. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
You bet. You get the top.
This one.
Would you like to say anything, Coach?
No, just thank you again for all your support and the opportunity to represent Muskego in gymnastics. A lot of schools don't have it, and we're really privileged that you guys support us and give these girls this opportunity.
That's wonderful. Thank you. We'll take a picture real quick.
Yeah, smile, bro.
1, 2, 3, one more. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right. So we have the cheer team. Come on up.
So I'll read one, right, all the way through, and then I'll call the names up for the other, okay? All right, Certificate of Appreciation. The Muskego Norway School Board presents the certificate in grateful recognition of Emily Hagan for her contribution to the Muskego High School cheer team in achieving the exceptionally high honor of placing second for the traditional small cheer at the WACPC State Cheer Championship. The Muskego Norway School Board commends Emily for her perseverance, team spirit, and commitment to excellence in the sport of cheer, which has brought honor to herself, her family, the Muskego Norway schools, and community. And the board wishes Emily success in her future endeavors. Presented this day. Where's
Unfortunately, Emily couldn't
Oh,
be
okay.
here tonight, so I'll
You can take
Sorry.
that one.
Wish you would have read a different one first.
I'll still say the name. So Isabella Flash, is that right? Congratulations.
Yep,
Congratulations.
there you go. Congratulations.
Alexa Hoberg, yep, congratulations.
Thank you. Very good. Congratulations.
And Kylie Lehrman, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nora Linskins, did I say that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Okay.
Congratulations.
Delaney Wolf, congratulations. You bet. Anna Galagas, did I say that right or no?
Gallagher.
Oh, I apologize. Congratulations. Ella Malter.
She is actually at FBLA right
Oh.
now, so
All right.
she's also competing for the school.
I feel like we're gonna be one short.
Uh-oh. Morgan Pawelski,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah.
All right, congratulations.
Congratulations.
And Madeline Shiner?
Schneer.
Schneer?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Madeline.
We're gonna be too short. Okay, sorry. So tell us your names and we will get your.
These are coaches.
Oh,
Isn't that so sweet? They look so young. I'm sorry. You should have worn something
This is
different.
awkward.
so young. Oh my God.
This isn't awkward at all.
Something for you. These are for the coaches. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
All right.
that's good, okay. All right. Certificate of Appreciation. The Muskego Norway School Board hereby congratulates Coach Kelly Peters for an outstanding season, culminating in the exceptionally high honor of achieving second place for the traditional small cheer at the WACPC State Cheer Championship. The Muskego Norway School Board commends Coach Kelly for her leadership, dedication, and perseverance to the sport of cheer that has brought honor to herself, her family, and the Muskego Norway schools and community. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You bet. Okay. And then Assistant Coach Alyssa.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna try
Congratulations. No, I'm not. I'll let you say it.
Prisvelka.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then Betsy, Assistant Coach Betsy.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, so. Any of the coaches like to say anything?
Of course, we're always grateful that the spirit programs are considered part of athletics at Muskego. So, and then the continued recognition that you guys give us for the efforts that they put into their sport.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, let's get a picture. So we're gonna have to probably do two
Mooch around a little,
levels,
guys.
if that's okay.
Yeah, they would be great. You're right.
There you go. Go ahead.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Does that look okay?
More?
What?
Is that go in a little bit?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay, good.
good. All right, on the count of three, we're gonna take two of them. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Anybody else?
You all know how I am.
Thank you.
All right, that's
Wonderful. Spotlight off on me. Would also like to recognize two teams that were recognized by the Classic 8 Conference for their sportsmanship, and that would be wrestling and boys basketball, so congratulations to those teams. We have a contributions to the profession listed there, Jay Mishlik and Jeremiah Johnson also doing some presentations out in the world of education, which is awesome. And is it appropriate for me to just say my thanks to you?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, so, you know, after 9 years being on the board, and then since 2019 as board president, I just want to thank you very much. We have had probably the most challenging 5 years in what I remember being here for 30 years, and I just appreciated from a personal and professional level your steadfast, approach of partnership with administration, with staff, with community, with your fellow board members. It's been an absolute pleasure taking this ride with you.
Oh.
And you're going to be missed tremendously. But just the amount of effort, time, and energy that you put into the role is a model for any board president in the state of Wisconsin or across the nation. You have just put your heart and soul into it, and it was very obvious. And you came through a lot of really difficult things because of your leadership and because of your partnership. And as I speak on behalf of Muskego Norway School District Administration, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. So moving on to other reports. I wonder if I should do mine last.
Yeah.
You think? I don't know. Yeah. Well, we'll go, I'll just, I could go about it. No, I don't want to do that. So it is my last scheduled meeting, so hopefully we don't have one between now and next week, right? Yeah.
We'll take care of that.
Thank you. And so it's been interesting because a lot of times, I mean, from 9 years, know, it's like you've got all these things in your radar, right? And you want to see everything happen, and I recall coming on the board because Common Core was this evil thing, and then you end up finding out it's just being rebranded to something else by the state, and, you know, you start to learn all this stuff, right? And, you know, and I find that all I really wanted, I think, from our schools is just like an outcome statement where you develop students to be responsible participants in a free and democratic society. And that's really what we try to do. And I think our staff, I go through the schools as much as I can. I mean, I loved guest teaching, totally enjoyed it. And never thought I would enjoy it as much as I did. And you get to see from the staff, and this is all the schools, right? All the staff are just there, and they're there for the kids, and they are. And you see all the stuff that the teachers do, and our staff does behind the scenes, and it's really, it's just energizing. And I think for me, that really helped me get through COVID, you know, and helped our district get through COVID. Because we really could not have done it without our staff. We needed our staff to be in the schools, and if they couldn't, we needed them to be safe. And we needed them to work with us, and they did. And so that was good. I look at, you know, just some things here we've dealt with, you know, a lot of co-curricular, you know, events and losses, and we've had a lot of wins. And, you know, challenges with just the amount of sports that we have, but we got through it. And I think Ryan does a fantastic job getting us through this, and has really brought a new life to the co-curriculars, I think for the past 5 or 6 years that he's been here. And, you know, it's just been great. And our new stadium, we've gone through COVID, which was, right, curriculum type issues now with textbooks, and, you know, it's not just that, it's resources and teaching methods, but we're getting through it. I mean, we're walking through these things, and, you know, we deal with physical safety, right? We deal with, you know, with our mascot, our name. You know, that always surfaces, and I mean, we just honestly solely believe that our mascot is not an offensive, and you know, we do whatever we can to promote that it's not. And our you know, we've gone through the national anthem, the flag issues, but all of this from all of our schools, all of our principals in the schools, it's interesting because they have, you know, you walk through some of the schools and you hear, we as board members, right, we sit and we hear this, I mean, the feedback, and sometimes it's positive, a lot of times it's not, right? People have things to do after they work, they want to go home, right, have a few drinks, go out with the kids, go to sporting events, grill out, really don't want to come and sit at a school board forum, right, and watch us. But you know, there are those that do, right? But it's interesting, I guess, going through all this, because you really have to balance the majority in the room versus the majority of our district. And I think all through the last 5 years especially, I mean, look at our board and where we've come and how much turnover we've had. There isn't one of us that is alike. I mean, but over the last 4 or 5 years, how many unanimous decisions have we had? How many times have we started out probably on opposing sides? And we've been able to meet each other somewhere, right? And we've been able to accommodate to the students and the staff and our taxpayers. So I think that's really good. We've dealt with issues like, you know, I just go through here, like our tax base. We've addressed from resolutions and contacting our state and local officials, you know, regarding money. We've dealt with our health and safety, you know, we have the physical safety, we have, I mean, just a very artful chief operations officer here who is, you know, just known throughout the state for implementing these security type scenarios and going through them. We've got security systems, we've got school resource officers, we do threat assessments, we do crisis prevention, crisis intervention, and that's not just in the physical side either. During COVID, we were dealing with communicable diseases, our health and safety, harm reduction strategies versus closing our schools, right? And all throughout all of that, you know, looking back, we did the right thing. And so I'm very proud of how the district responded and acted. And I really thank you for your kind comments, because there are times, Kelly and I, there are books out there. There's this book called Crucial Conversations. Well, there's a book called Fierce Conversations too, and we've had to have some. And I so appreciate it. And it was those fierce conversations, not being afraid to have them, that really helped us model. I mean, we were a model, and I think we still are, for school districts across the state. I mean, we get calls routinely on policies that we're adopting and methods that we're undertaking. Now, sometimes there are distractions out there, but, you know, we deal with them, right? And we get past, and we honor each other's thoughts, right? But at the end of the day, we do what the majority believes is best, and we move forward. I think there are a lot of boards out there that basically think the healing process is you have to assign blame first, and then you can move on. I don't see that here. And I just so appreciate each and every one of you over the years who have had to sit through my conversations on the phone, either begging or asking, can we do this or that? And I just so appreciate that. And because looking back, each one of us could have taken a different path. We could have dug our heels in the ground, and we didn't. And we didn't because it was for the students and for our staff and for our taxpayers, right? We always want to keep our schools open and our learning continuing. So I look at all this stuff, and I look at our master planning. That strategy has benefited us immensely. Our 3-2-1, when we built Muskego Lakes, and it was unfortunate to see some really historic schools go away, but the costs were just astronomical. And the 3-2-1 strategy, coupled with our latest referendum, will just solidify us being a learning institution during the day and a community center at night. So the city does not have to deal with community centers, they're right here. Every building we have is open to the community. And this is only gonna get better, and I think as far as our mental health and our concerns for how we address that and accommodate that, these facilities will help that a lot. And I've always appreciated our facilities and maintenance and operations. I honestly, even that pothole, but that was fine. You know, you took care of it like that. The rock that Tracy found over by the high school, that looks good. Even the staff here that we deal with all the time, because I mean, I'm always on the phone with Kelly, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I am always on the phone with her. Like, always. I mean, can you imagine? You know, it's like, so I'm always wondering, you know, what's she saying to you? It's like, God, I'll do it first again. It's like, there's always something, right? But what a partner. I have been so blessed to have you as a partner, and thank you for just helping me through this stuff. And I never realized the importance of the high school principal, or I guess principals in general, right? As you go through the schools and you watch the principals, I don't even know when they are ever at their desk, except probably after school. I mean, they're all over the place. And the administrators at the school are all over the place all the time, trying to address, trying to answer, trying to motivate, trying to engage. And it's just incredible to watch. And so I appreciate all of that. I think we have just one of the best music departments in the state. Heads down. I mean, my kids were benefactors of that. And our PAC is used all the time. I see the middle schools in there. And we got to get the lights taken care of, right, Terry? But I think we're good with that in the parking lot. And it's just an amazing showcase, I guess, for our community when we're busing 5 retirement communities here to all of our events during the plays and the musicals. I mean, what a spectacular headline. Of course, you don't always see the good stuff in the headlines in the paper, which is, you know, I can attest to that. But when you see these things, you know, it's really nice that people can continue to show up day after day without that headline, right? I mean, because we just don't get them. You know, the headlines we get, unfortunately, are headlines that, you know, are a result of a couple of people upset about this or upset about that. But we rarely get headlines pointing out the really, really good things that happen day in and day out, but they do. And I think all the newsletters show that, but I think it's worthwhile pointing that out. Let's see, I'm just going through my list here, I jotted down. I didn't want to do a whole speech, I thought that would put everybody to sleep.
Too late for that.
Yeah.
Kids are still awake over there.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of using them, the canaries in the cage, if they start dropping.
3 odds on the blind kid.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, and it's hard to touch on everyone, but I mean, you know, just, yeah, I mean, the schools in general, and I've been through them all. I appreciate the staff here. Julie and Jeff, just, you know, Julie, the budgets, and just walking me through that and helping me understand the 2 referendums and having to go through the conference calls with the credit report. I mean, just incredible. I mean, and you're just aces at that. Jeff, you are the top enforcer here. I mean, you are by far, you know, just always there. And I appreciate you being there, supporting Dr. Thompson and this entire staff whenever and however. And I really hope you get that Airstream too, or I want to get mine before, but yeah, so. And, you know, Jeremiah, I've talked, appreciate you. Ryan, I think you're really stepped in a role here that, you know, I think was fit for you. And so thank you. You know, then I look at Lori, who steps in. So if we all recall Dar, you know, and then Jamie, who was there to support us, she did an awesome job for us. And, you know, Lori steps in and of course has to deal with me all the time on the phone. And I so appreciate you. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming over here and supporting the board. And Courtney and Andy, so our two curriculum directors, you know, front line. I mean, you guys are on the front line here, right? And you're handling yourselves well. And you're giving us, you're informing us, and you're informing parents too. And thank you for your temperament. I think you've got some challenging times with parents trying to inform them on what we do, but I have every bit of confidence and faith that what you're doing will make that happen. Well, they will be informed and they will appreciate what we're doing here. So thank you. And Erica, thank you, special ed and mental health and student services. I don't even know if we ever have enough. So even when Kari was here, how we can even support the amount of people that we do support. Just, you know, God bless you and your student services for doing that. So thank you. And just trying to think, is there anybody I don't know, I probably missed someone, but I think, yeah, that's been my time here, and I appreciated it. You know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be in Muskego, and someone asked me if I ever am going to go into politics again. Well, if Rick decides not to run for mayor again, I'd probably do it. But outside of that, yeah. Outside of that, that's probably it. Yeah. So that'd probably be my only thing I would do if I ever went back into politics. But it's been a good ride though, and I do appreciate it, and it's been a great experience. Congrats to Jason. I think you're coming on to a district that is financially strong, and I think you've got people on the board that are willing to work with you, and I'm very pleased that you are on the board, and I wish you the best, okay? And thank you for bringing your great family here tonight, all right? And I think that's kind of it. I really don't have anything else. But I do thank everyone, okay, across the board. One housekeeping item here, because of the way this works. So as I leave office on the 24th, so my, you know, the president's spot becomes vacant. So Terry, who is the VP, right, effective the 24th of April, she will become the acting president. And she will be the acting president per our bylaws until the board reorganizes in May. Okay? So, so between now and Monday, I'm here, but after that, it's gonna be up to her. And just so we have that flow, there's no confusion on that. And probably, if there's any comment from the press or anything, I'm gonna just defer to her now, because I'm not gonna be on the board. So I'll just be deferring most of my stuff over to Terry going forward. So that is pretty much all I have, but I appreciate your time. And I realize this is a long president's report, but I rarely give long president's reports. So. But I do want to express my appreciation. And for those that I missed, you know who you are. But thank you, everyone. So that is my president's report. So moving on to board member reports. Mr. Hyde.
All right. I've got several things, so I'm going to try and be brief. But first of all, Chris, thank you for your leadership. I know it was a tough time. I mean, almost as soon as you got in the president's seat, COVID hit. I mean, you had less than a year before that hit. So getting everything, working with Kelly and the staff and get everything squared away, and coordinating with the board so that we knew the direction we wanted the administration to go. That had to be tough. It was a tough couple of years. I know we had a few small crises since then too, and I think you've just done a fantastic job weathering all that to get us through it, so thank you.
Thank you, Brett.
I got a couple items here. First is that we'll be hosting the new board member gathering for the Wisconsin Association of School Boards here on Wednesday. So I'm hoping that will go well, and I'm hoping I'll see Jason there. hopefully he can make it, at least at some point. I know you got a busy life there, especially with the little ones like that.
Is that where Bob's gonna be here too? Do you know?
Yeah, Bob Butler will
Yeah.
be our
Okay,
staff employee here for that.
okay, cool.
I've already talked to him, and we're gonna try and get together before that too. At the last meeting, we were going to have a discussion about the WSB in general. And talking with Chris beforehand, we decided to postpone that simply because it looked like it was gonna be busy and we wanted to have a little more time. So we're hoping we can do that at the May meeting. So with any luck, we'll be able to do that. I also,
Is there something that we should look up before we do this, or?
the main reason is, and I think I stated in the meeting, I just wanna make sure that we're addressing the needs of the membership. I think too many organizations, especially when you get one that has 400 plus members, 421 to be exact, sometimes they aren't able to really meet the needs because the communication isn't there. A lot of members assume this is the way it is, this is the way it's always been, and that's not what we want. We want to be able to provide the services the membership needs. So that's the discussion, and I've had a couple good ones with some other boards in the same region as we are, so I'm hoping to get either some good ideas or some confirmation that we're headed the right direction with the changes that we've got coming down the pipe with John Ashley retiring and a new executive director coming on. Also, I went and last week, before last, God, it goes fast. When we had our little incident at Bay Lane, I went and I checked out two locations we had, Mosquito Lakes and high school, and it just looked like the kids were having as good of an educational and fun experience as they could have. So I'm so grateful that our administration was able to get that squared away. I talked to Sarah Stanley, and she sounded like there was a lot of work on her end that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to get all that squared away. And I know she mentioned Ryan was involved with a lot of that, making sure we had internet access for the kids, because a lot of that was virtual, but with teachers there to help them. So that was just a great effort to get that done within 3 days from the time that event happened. And then I stopped in later, a couple days later at Bay Lane, and they were just making some great progress there. So Jeremiah, great job getting Kelman involved in that and just getting what I heard was 100 people plus on a couple of those days to get things vacuumed and wiped down and ceiling tiles replaced and everything that happened on that. So thank you for all that work on that. But the last thing I wanted to mention was from March 31st or March 30th to April 2nd, I was down in Tampa at the Consortium of State School Boards Associations initial conference. And I was surprised how many people were there. It was about as big as one of our WSB conventions, so probably close to 2,000 people. There were a lot, and for the first year of a brand new association, that was great. A couple of things I took away with, we had one speaker that just gave a talk on the current generational situations I shouldn't say situations, but the generations that currently exist in the United States. And what he called the GI generation is dying out. I mean, the youngest members of that are getting close to 100. But just the interaction between each of the generations as we evolve. And what surprised me was between that GI generation and the baby boomers is what he called the silent generation, the ones that grew up in the Depression. And that surprised me because my mom was part of that generation, and she didn't qualify as silent in any means. So that was, but pointing out the differences in each of those generations was just really eye-opening. I mean, and not just from an education aspect, but just in general, how much we've changed and how quick it goes.
Right, I think their phone's just.
I'm sorry?
Okay.
Oh,
I think his kid fell off, but it's fine.
okay. The last.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Well, way to go, Brett.
Last two things was, one of the sessions was on Tennessee's teacher apprenticeship program, and I talked to Kelly and I talked to Jeff about that. And it's something that might have some merit. It's schools working with teachers to develop them over a 3 to 4 year period, and where they can assist more in the classroom than just being an aide or a student teacher, and getting the real experience and helping them get through school without like huge debts that we have nowadays. And of course, the third thing is always with all the conventions I attend is a network, and just talking to other members, seeing what's happening in their schools and bringing about ours. So that is it for my report, other than say once more, Chris, thank you.
Thank you, Brett. Mrs. Boyer.
All right, I'll be short.
Oh, God, please.
Sticking to your Navy theme,
Ooh.
thank you for being the amazing captain.
Oh,
You've been an amazing leader, a mentor. You've taught me personal growth. I have grown tremendously under your leadership. You stay humble when I come to you and yell at you about something. I bring you crazy ideas. You don't think they're crazy. Some of those things came to fruition during this time. I really appreciate being able to bounce things off of you. You are going to leave a huge hole here, but I know I can always call you too. And the just how you do things, and you never need to have that attention on yourself. You never need to take credit for it. You function, the board takes credit for it, and I appreciate that, and I truly believe in that it is not one person doing anything here, it is us as a collective group, and you've really pounded that into me, and I love that, and I love how you carry that through. So, thank you for everything that you've done, and good luck on your new adventures.
Thank you.
The only other thing I want to say is, I don't know if a lot of you are aware that, like a year ago or so, I had asked Chris, hey, let's add another evening to go out and meet with people. But we've been doing reach outs to all the PTOs, so him and I have been going out and reaching and just doing some community outreach work with those PTO people that can't and don't have the time to come to our school board meetings because they're so already overtaxed with what they're doing. And we've already done 2, we have another one this week if he's still willing. I'm gonna drag him along. And they've come back with a lot of really good feedback from those parents. It gives them an opportunity to speak to us. So I hope that moving forward that we can continue doing those, because I think it's really proven to be helpful, and they have said that they would welcome us back too. So that is all I have.
Mr. Bowman.
Well, I had a half an hour, but you took 29 minutes.
Oh, God.
So, no, I just, Chris, I've had the pleasure of being in the same election cycle with you, so our tenure is very similar. And, being president is not easy. You are the mouthpiece for the board. You have to have the confidence to go in front of people and share what the board is doing and justification for why we're doing it, or any of those things, and you are never in a position of a lack of confidence. You go and you share the vision and what we're trying to do here, and I just so appreciate you, and you're a student of history and democracy and rules of order, and you're very even keel. And I have, like Terry, learned an absolute ton from you, especially on the even keel part, right? If I call you and you're like, all right, let's walk through this. And I just very much appreciate that, and have grown as a person to walk through that with you at the same time on the board. And I just am so grateful for what you've done here, and for me personally, for the growth that I've experienced by just watching you and participating, so thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Mrs. Blair.
For committee reports first, or board member reports first, CISA 1 is going through some changes just because Gabe retired, or
Was
stepped
that his
down.
last one? Was when?
Was our last April meeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. So he's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he stepped down for health reasons. He has been on the board, on the CISA 1 board for 29 years. I don't think I know anybody that's been on anything for that long. So he has stepped down. There is a lot of changes within our board because of 3 individuals that are not coming back, and then 1 that lost an election, and then one that got on their election.
Oh.
So there's a lot of different stuff going on. So our next meeting it should be tomorrow, but they pushed it back a week, so it'll be next
Okay.
week. So I can give an update of what's going on at the main meeting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then for you. Chris and I, we have some good times.
We go back and forth a lot.
We do.
don't
Sorry, I'm getting emotional. But I mean, we've had some really good discussions about a lot of different, COVID hit hard. You know how hard it was.
That was hard.
And it was, and we got through it, and I was very happy with how everything turned out and how the district landed on its feet and did well. Just so many talks that we've had, and it's been great. So I appreciate it. I'll miss you, and thank you for everything.
Thank you. Mr. Zimmerman,
I'm not gonna say a lot.
thank you.
Chris, thank you.
That's all I need.
We're good.
I hope we dedicate a bathroom in the high school that has no urinals for you.
No, that's good. That's
The
funny.
Chris Buckmaster Memorial Bathroom.
Mhm.
Thank you for teaching me a lot of stuff and taking me under your wing. I'm gonna miss the conversations of, is Kevin there? Is Kevin there when you call? And of course you're calling Kevin, so I am here. And like you said, the first time I met you that you have a stutter, I don't even recognize that stutter anymore. It's
You're just used to it,
Yeah, I'm used to it. I don't even hear it anymore. You did a lot for this community, a lot for this school district, and a lot for me, and you're gonna be missed.
Thank you. Mrs. Connie.
Well, I'm the new kid on the block,
Oh,
not the band. But I want you to know that I just really appreciate your servant leader mentality. And everybody else has said it, but you embody that. And I do so admire that. And even though we've only talked and interacted for a year, it's meant a lot to me. I think it's gonna be hard shoes to fill, but I know that someone will step up and do it. And I know that you will always be there as our spiritual guide, counselor or whatever, but we'll try not to bother you too much. Well, just, kind of helping us along, make us feel good, but anyways, no, thank you. You've done so much, and everybody else has said it, I agree 100%, but thank you. I'm grateful and honored to have at least been able to share a year with you.
Thank you very much. So thank you everyone for those great well wishes. I do appreciate it. It's hard to take, right, when you're sitting in the room, but I appreciate you. Thank you very much. The one thing I wanted to point out last is Mason. So what student rep has ever had to go through a year that he's had to go through? I mean, the board meetings that we've had were really common, right? A few of them, right? And so if anyone has gotten a taste of democracy in action, it's been you. If anyone, right, has gotten a taste of what, how a protest is managed, right, it's you, okay? And I just think you can't, I mean, you can read about these things, but to actually experience it and to show up, and you did. And I just want to thank you. I mean, for a student in the high school to actually have to not only witness this, but you're a part of it, participating in it, and you kept your head high. You gave your student report at Bay Lane. It was absolutely fantastic. And so I have a letter for you that I'll be giving to you. So, but thank you. And you will go down as one of the best. So thank you very much. Okay, moving on to committee reports. Educational services?
Yeah, we met tonight. We continue our conversation about social and emotional learning. We're still talking right now at the elementary level. And also talking, eventually, we end up having enough time about a new unit that the Human Growth and Development Committee recommended to us to add, or to revise, not add, revise. So we'll continue to have that conversation going forward.
Thank you, Mrs. Boyer, and the Business Services Committee has done.
Correct, we have not met since last.
Cool. All right, thank you everyone for your reports. Moving on, item 7, resolution action items. Item 7B, duct cleaning, Lake Danune.
Motion to approve Dirty Ducks Cleaning to clean all Lake Danune ductwork in the amount of $97,880.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? So you see there's the brief summary there. So outside of that, is there any questions or comments?
We just have the one bid, is that, okay,
Yeah,
that's just one, okay.
we did bid it publicly and posted it, and we had 2 other parties that we thought we bid and didn't.
Okay,
How often do we do this?
This is the first time since the school, so,
20 years.
25, 24,
25 years?
yeah.
Should I have hazmat suits for anybody that's present or what?
Maybe the ones that are in the ducks.
Okay.
Any other comments or discussion?
Yeah, can I ask,
Yep.
for Bay Lane, is this something that's gonna be on the docket for them? Is there anything in the ductwork we have to worry about that's not being taken care of as part of the
Yeah, great question, and one that could have really probably sent us into a tailspin for a few weeks, but thankfully all the HVAC was off because it was a holiday, and so none of it got sucked in, so that was one of the first places that the environmentalists went to test, and had it been, we'd be looking at a number like that in probably 3 to 4 weeks of closure to get all the ducts cleaned, so thankful that wasn't the case. We would like to do the high school after construction, there's still some remaining ESSER funds, so probably a part or a good portion of that as well.
Anything else? Those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to item 7C, gifts, grants, and bequests.
Motion to approve with thanks the following gifts, grants, and bequests. $350 from Lakeview Rod and Gun Club for negative lunch balances in the district.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to item 8, discussion items. A, 2023-24 budget placeholder. Okay. We'll move on to item B, technology lease. Ryan? Is that for you or?
Yep. Yeah, that's, this is, bringing up the lease for our yearly, replacement, technology replacement, computers and projectors and just about everything.
So this year, will be on the action items in May, right? And so if there's any questions or comments now or between now and May, just get them in to Ryan.
I guess I'm confused why we don't own the technology and we're just leasing it?
We do own the technology.
Oh, okay.
The lease is just, it's like a loan.
Oh, a loan for the technology that we have.
Right.
Got it, okay.
Not
That was
sure what
confusing to me, I'm like, why are we leasing
Yeah,
this?
this is the annual capital lease that we
Okay.
do. Last year, we bumped it up to 800,000, and so that'll help support not only our replacement plan, but also some of the work
With the new stuff?
with the new stuff.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? If you do have any, just let Ryan know before May, but it will be under action in May. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 9, information follow-up. You have your financials, personal information memo. I have no communications and miscellaneous business as authorized by law. Let's see, I think, was that right? Yeah. So this time I am going to move to adjourn. So I so move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
That's good.
job, Chris.
Yep.